In the heart of the city, tucked between ordinary shops, there was a salon called Luna Glam. It wasn't the largest or the fanciest, but everyone whispered about it. Rain or shine, women lined up outside, their faces pale, their smiles polite but distant, almost hypnotized. Other salons nearby were empty. No matter the price or style, they stayed quiet, lifeless. But Luna Glam always had a long line that wrapped down the block. Amina had heard the stories for months. Friends raved about it, saying it was magical. Others warned her, "Be careful. It's not what it seems." At first, she laughed it off, thinking it was just a rumor. But every day, something pulled her closer. Every day, she found herself walking past the salon's golden glow, staring at shadows flickering inside. Sometimes, chairs moved slightly. Sometimes, a strand of hair floated in the air. And sometimes, she heard whispers she couldn't place. But there was more to Luna Glam than just a haircut. The salon had a reputation for making hair shimmer like silk, for turning dull, lifeless hair into something radiant and full of life. Women who had struggled with breakage or slow growth swore that after just one visit, their hair grew thicker, longer, and healthier. Some claimed they had never seen results like it anywhere else. Friends would compare notes. "I swear, after just a week, my hair felt like it had a magic touch." The whispers only added to the salon's mystique. Amina began noticing patterns. Every time she passed Luna Glam, the same women were inside, looking calm, almost hypnotized. They would leave with hair that glowed in the sunlight, flowing and shiny. Their steps light, their eyes shimmering. The transformation seemed almost unreal, and the women themselves seemed changed in a subtle way, more confident, more obedient. Other salons in the area looked dull in comparison, empty and lifeless. Curiosity gnawed at her every day. She found herself pausing outside, watching the golden glow flicker across the street. Sometimes, she swore she heard whispers carried on the wind, soft, almost musical, calling her name. Shadows danced in the corners of the windows, moving like living things. And even when she tried to convince herself it was all her imagination, a strange pull in her chest told her otherwise. She knew, deep down, that she had to see it for herself. One rainy afternoon, Amina stopped outside again. She noticed a hair strand floating slowly before falling to the floor. A chill ran down her spine. She wanted to run, but curiosity pressed her forward. She took a deep breath and stepped inside. The air changed immediately warm, scented with flowers and oils, soft light reflecting off gold-tinted mirrors. Every client seemed calm, even glowing, as if they were part of something magical. But Amina felt a weight pressing on her chest, subtle but unmistakable. Then she saw her, the salon owner, Madame Selah. Selah's black hair flowed like midnight silk. Her pale skin glowed under the salon lights. Her eyes pierced straight into Amina's soul. Her smile was warm, yet sharp, like it could cut through secrets. "Welcome, my dear," Selah said, her voice smooth and hypnotic. "Sit. Relax. You'll leave renewed, like magic has touched you." Amina hesitated but sat down. Selah began cutting her hair, each strand falling into a silver bowl that shimmered faintly. She whispered under her breath, and shadows along the walls seemed to twist. Amina felt a subtle tug at her chest, as if her energy were being drained. The other women didn't notice they were smiling, calm, distant, lost in a trance. After the haircut, Amina left quickly. That night, sleep wouldn't come. Shadows stretched across her walls unnaturally. Whispers called her name, and on her pillow lay a glowing strand of hair. Something from the salon had followed her home. Fear gripped her. She ran to Mama Zahra, a spiritualist known for dark magic. Her home was small, filled with jars of herbs, crystals, and ancient books. She listened gravely as Amina explained everything. "You've been cursed by a witch," Mama Zahra said. "The salon feeds on life force. Each hair is a trap. Each visit binds its victims tighter. You must act carefully, or you'll join the others. How do I stop her? Amina asked, trembling. Mama Zahra handed her a glowing bottle of water. This is enchanted. Pour it over the hair she has collected, over the salon floor. Only then will the spell break. But she will resist. She is clever, ruthless, and powerful. You must be ready. Amina spent days preparing. She observed Luna Glam from outside. Shadows moved, hair floated, whispers filled the air. She practiced chants and protective spells, failing sometimes, succeeding sometimes. Each day, the pull grew stronger, testing her courage. Other women fell under Selah's magic. Amina saw glimpses, hair floating, shadows twisting, whispers that made clients return repeatedly. Pale, drained, addicted, time was running out. Finally, one quiet night, Amina approached the salon. The streets were empty. The golden light glimmered softly in the darkness, inviting, yet threatening. She pushed the door open. The air was heavy, alive with unseen power. Selah appeared instantly. Her smile had twisted, eyes glowing green. Reflected in the mirrors was her true form. Hollow eyes, gray skin, sharp claws. You came back, Selah hissed. I knew you would. Amina's heart pounded. She gripped the bottle tightly, stepping carefully toward the silver bowl. She poured slowly. Sparks erupted. The hair ignited in blue flames. Selah screamed, a sound that rattled mirrors and walls. Shadows lunged, hair snakes twisted, mirrors reflected impossible images. Amina ducked and chanted protective words, pouring water over every strand she could reach. Each drop weakened Selah. The silver bowl burned completely. Shadows shrieked and twisted. Selah's monstrous form cracked, flickered, and finally dissolved. Outside, the city seemed to breathe. Women woke, freed from invisible chains. Luna Glam stood silent, abandoned. Amina walked through the streets, reflecting on courage, magic, and the lives she had saved. Mama Zahra's words echoed, "Always trust your spirit." A new day dawned. Amina smiled softly, free from shadows, free from fear, free from Madame Selah. Yet faint whispers lingered in the air. Magic never fully disappears. Somewhere, it waits for the next curious soul. Amina walked through the empty streets, the city quiet around her. The glow of the morning sun bounced off puddles from last night's rain, casting shimmering patterns on the walls. She could feel the magic fading from her body, her energy returning slowly. Every step felt lighter, freer. But deep inside, she knew that magic never fully disappears. It waits, patient, for the next curious soul. She paused near a corner where a stray strand of hair floated briefly before vanishing into the wind. A shiver ran down her spine, not of fear, but of respect for the power she had faced. The city felt ordinary again, yet she could sense small ripples of lingering energy, like tiny whispers hidden in shadows. The women who had been trapped in Selah's spell began appearing on the streets. Their faces, pale and tired before, now held life again. Some looked around, confused, trying to remember how they got there. Others smiled faintly, not fully understanding why they felt lighter, freer. Amina's heart swelled, knowing she had helped them, even if they didn't realize it. That evening, she returned to Mama Zahra's home. The spiritualist's eyes softened as she saw Amina enter. You were brave, Mama Zahra said quietly. Many would have run. You faced the darkness and survived. Amina nodded, feeling the weight of the adventure settling in her chest. But what if it comes back? She whispered. Mama Zahra placed a hand on her shoulder. Magic is patient, and darkness is clever. But courage, wisdom, and heart, they are stronger. You have all three. As she left, Amina glanced back at the city skyline. The wind stirred the trees. The shadows shifted, and for a brief moment, she thought she saw a faint green glow in the distance, almost like a pair of eyes watching from afar. She took a deep breath, smiled, and whispered to herself, "I'm ready for whatever comes next." The day felt brighter, the streets alive again, and yet, a quiet thrill of anticipation ran through her. She knew her life had changed. She had faced real magic, and she had won. But somewhere in the corners of the world, something whispered watching, waiting, testing, and she was ready.